Hey guys, welcome back. Minivan camping is about adventure, freedom, and experiencing the open road on your own terms. But let's be real, it comes with its challenges. And the biggest one, managing the climate. When it's hot, you're hot. When it's cold, you're cold. And that's not even considering your precious cargo. And that precious cargo is your food. Keeping things edible on the road can be a constant battle, and nobody wants to come back to a soggy sandwich or frozen veggies. That's where a reliable mini fridge comes into play. In today's video, I'm diving into the ICECO APL20 and why it's become my favorite companion for food preservation in my minivan camper. Finding the perfect mini fridge can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. And trust me, I've been there. I spent countless hours researching, comparing specs, and watching reviews, but the Iceco VL60 kept rising to the top. Why? Two main reasons. And before that, if you're someone who likes to show their support for minivan camping in general, or if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. But more importantly, I'd love to hear what you have going on with your camper setup in the comments. First, this thing is incredibly efficient. It sips power like a hummingbird. Compared to my old Iceco VL60, this one uses less than half of the energy, which is a huge win for minivan camping. The APL20 consumes about 293 watt hours in a 24-hour period at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, the power consumption will fluctuate with the temperature. When it's hotter outside, it'll use more power. When it's colder outside, it will use a little less power. But the big takeaway for me is that this thing uses overall about half of the power of my prior mini fridge. Having a more efficient fridge also means I don't need a massive battery to keep it running. And second, the size is just right. It's not too bulky for my minivan camping setup, but spacious enough to hold all of my essentials. It's the Goldilocks of mini fridges. In full disclosure, I reached out to Iceco and asked if they'd be interested in sending me this mini fridge for my minivan camper build, and they were awesome enough to send it my way. And to be clear, Iceco has zero control over what I say in this video, and they didn't pay me a dime to make this review. However, if you are interested in supporting the channel, feel free to click on one of my affiliate links in the video description where I can make a small commission off of any purchases at no cost to you. My goal here is to give you my honest opinion based on my real world experience with this mini fridge. I want to give you all of the information that you need to make your own decision on whether or not a mini fridge like this is the best thing for your minivan camping or just overall camping adventures. The APL20 weighs just under 23 pounds, measures 25 inches wide, 11.6 inches tall, and 15 inches deep. Unbuckling the lid with these two latches gives us access to the inside where we have two compartments. The larger space measures 13.3 inches long, 10 inches wide, and is 7.5 inches deep. And this chiller zone is 10 inches in length by 6.1 inches wide and is 2.8 inches deep, which is just a little deeper than this Kerrygold butter packet. Now let's talk about this chiller zone for just a second. It is not a true separate freezer. It is not a dual zone, although it has these dual compartments, but it does get just a little colder than the rest of the fridge. So this is perfect for storing those smaller items that you want to keep just a little extra cold. And so unlike a traditional freezer or even dual zone mini fridge, the temperature inside of the chiller zone is not independently set. It's set by the same temperature that controls the main compartment. So this little cubby is best for freezing small things or keeping already frozen things partially frozen during your adventure. So is the Iceco APL60 the right mini fridge for you? Let's spend some time to explore what makes it so special. So this is the real deal, and there are cheaper brands out there, but the ICECO compressor is ultra efficient, and most importantly, it's known to be reliable. Iceco has a 5-year warranty on their compressor, and they've been around long enough to expect that they'll still be around if you have any trouble. If you're serious about off-grid adventures, the APL20's energy efficiency is a game changer. It uses less than half the power of my old fridge, which means I can stay off-grid longer without worrying about draining my batteries. And space is a premium in any van, especially a minivan camper like mine. The APL20's compact size is perfect for smaller setups. But don't be fooled by its small footprint, it's surprisingly spacious inside. I can easily fit all of my essentials from fresh produce to drinks to leftovers. And there are lots of options to consider out there. Are you planning to stay off the grid for several weeks? If so, this is probably a little too small for you. But on the other hand, if you don't have a lot of cold goods or perishable goods that you need to keep cold, then a smaller fridge might be perfect. Like I said before, those larger fridges do use a lot more power. I don't believe it's exactly proportional, so twice the size of fridge doesn't necessarily equate to twice the power consumption, but for me, that 293 watt hours per 24-hour period is an ultra efficient power that I can easily overcome with a solar panel. And another mildly related topic is, do you have a large battery bank or a large power supply? Do you plan to run your mini fridge off of your vehicle's 12-volt outlet? And then finally, do you have solar power or some way to keep your fridge charged while you're on the go? Those factors can have a huge impact on whether or not you buy a mini fridge, and if so, what kind of mini fridge is best for you. In fact, it's winter right now, and a mini fridge might even be considered overkill. However, one thing that I've learned in my colder minivan camping travels is that being able to control the environment where your perishable items are stored will help keep them fresher for longer. It's important because, yes, it is colder at night, but during the day, the temperatures inside of my van can get into the 50s, 60s, even 70 degrees Fahrenheit on those warmer winter days. Having the ability to control the temperature so that my food doesn't rise above that 34 degrees Fahrenheit temperature that I like to keep it is absolutely a game changer for going off grid for longer periods of time. And I've probably already mentioned this feature as well, but one of the main reasons that I chose the APL20 for my use is that there's actually no better option for me for my particular use case. And I briefly mentioned this before, but there is this Bluetooth app that you can use. You can use this as a guest user, so it doesn't need a username or password. You don't have to register. You simply log in or open the ICECO app and then add your device. From the app, you can turn the fridge on or off. You can turn it from refrigerator mode to no refrigerator mode. You can adjust that battery protection if you want to use this with a lead acid battery. Because I'm always using lithium iron phosphate batteries or power stations, I'm not concerned with the battery protection at all. I just let the power station do what it does. In addition to that, you can set the temperature from its -4 to its 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And then the last option is you can put it on max mode or eco mode. And in all honesty, this thing is so efficient that I just leave it on max mode all the time. That gives me the best function with the refrigerator, and overall, I don't have to worry about as much condensation. I have found that when you use these mini fridges on eco mode, you do get quite a bit more condensation inside of the fridge. So the question I have for you is, do you think a mini fridge is a good investment for your minivan or just general camping adventures? If so, if not, let me know. I am, of course, always interested in your thoughts and opinions. If you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up. Now click this link here and I'll meet you in that video.